I am now home from Dallas, Texas. I am now home from my Money in the Bank 2021 trip, and here is how it went. This video is brought to you by SeatGeek. If you guys are looking for tickets for any event in the entire world, just use my last name, code Hodge, and save yourselves $20 freaking. Ladies and gentlemen, back to the video. Brandon Hodge here, and welcome back to another trip experience video. So I'm going to take off this backpack. So basically, guys, I'm now home from Dallas, Texas, and I got to say, it's Thursday. Today's Thursday. I was supposed to be home on Monday. So what went wrong? A lot of people have asked me about this, and I was just going to kind of ignore it and pretend it didn't happen. But I've got so many people writing in and being like, Brandon, what happened? What went wrong? Why is your flight so delayed? Are you okay? What's going on? And I'm actually going to talk about it. So I'm going to tell you guys what happened. But first off, let's talk about the actual trip. The actual trip was a lot of fun. It was the airliner that screwed me over. Frontier Airlines. Guys, never fly Frontier Airlines. Lesson learned. And I'll talk about that and explain why. But basically, the trip was wonderful. The trip was fun out there. I didn't have a problem with the airline. I was on the way back. It was a nightmare. But basically, yeah, I did all kinds of stuff. I did 4 vlogs. If you guys haven't seen all 4 of those vlogs, go check those out. I did one where I flew to Philadelphia, experienced Philadelphia, then flew out from Dallas from Philadelphia. That was the first vlog. Second vlog, I went around Dallas, explored, saw the Wax Museum, Ripley's Believe It or Not. That was really, really cool. Also went up into Reunion Tower, where you can like see over into the sky, like the whole skyline of Dallas. Really, really cool. Third vlog was the Money in the Bank vlog, the actual official Money in the Bank vlog. Fourth vlog, and the final vlog was actually the Monday Night Raw vlog, which is really, really cool. It was the final vlog of the trip. But I did do a different video other than those 4 vlogs, and I gotta thank you guys from the bottom of my heart over this. So I did a little reaction video, which was in the Money in the Bank vlog, but I uploaded it separate. It was just a little clip, like less than a minute clip of me reacting to John Cena's, return to wrestling, to actually coming back, and no one really knew for sure if he was going to be there or not, but we heard the rumors, and everyone was like, maybe Cena, and a lot of people around me were jokingly chanting Cena. I'm like, okay, what the hell, Cena. Then all of a sudden his music hits, and we're like, oh my god, it's true. But anyway, I uploaded that little clip reaction, and I didn't think it would get many views. I thought maybe it might get like 10,000 views or something like that. Just as something, it's a little tease for the vlog or whatever. So I uploaded it, and it had 10,000 views in like 10 minutes. And I'm like, oh my god, that's a lot. But anyway, I was so exhausted that night, I went to bed. And then I woke up, I went on Twitter, and I had like a bunch of people like tweeting me, being like, holy crap, Brandon Hodge, your video is trending right now. It is trending. I'm like, what do you mean trending? Trending. I'm like, wait, you mean it's like on the YouTube homepage, like a little trending tab thing? They're like, yeah. And then I click on it. My video's like number 10 in the entire world trending on YouTube. And it has 200,000 views. And I'm just in shock. I'm like, holy crap. I've done YouTube for almost 10 years. I've never, ever been in the trending tab. This is crazy. A small YouTuber, small wrestling YouTuber is trending number 10 in the world on YouTube. And I thought it would just drop down in like a few minutes, but it stayed there almost all day. And at the end of the day, it was still like number 16 trending. It's just absolutely crazy. As of the time of this recording on Thursday, the video now has like 320,000 views, which is just incredible. And honestly, from the bottom of my heart, guys, thank you guys so much, because the fans who support me and watch the videos first are the reason it even made it to trending, because all you guys clicked the video as soon as it went up, and YouTube was like, hey, there's something going on here. All of his fans are clicking like immediately. What is going on here? And they started pushing it to new people, and they started clicking and clicking and clicking. They're like, this video is being shared a lot. We gotta start promoting it. And then YouTube decided to put it on trending. I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. So yeah, it was just a crazy moment for me. I'm still in shock about this. It's just crazy. But thank you guys so much for that. But anyway, this little experience video, I'm not going to go through what I did each day, because that's what the vlogs do. If you guys want to know what I did each day, go to the vlogs, check them out. But I'll show you guys some of the stuff I got. I have my table. I'm going to scooch over here. So this is the table of the stuff I got. So first thing I'll show you guys, this is Brutus. I've named him Brutus. He has the Texas flag on him. I got this from the Texas Motor Speedway. He has a little Texas Motor Speedway hat on, isn't he? Freaking adorable. Now, I don't collect stuffed animals or anything. It's just like, it's a Texas Longhorn from Texas, from the Texas Motor Speedway. He has a Texas flag on him. He's really cool. I'm gonna set him on my desk, and it's a little desk ornament. So, really, really cool. Brutus also, he makes a moo noise. The next thing I'll talk about is, obviously, Dallas is a significant place in history because it's where one of our presidents in the United States was assassinated, Mr. John F. Kennedy. So John F. Kennedy was assassinated there. I went to the street where he was assassinated. I went to the museum and all that, and actually got this in the museum. The museum is actually inside the same building where he was supposedly shot from, the Texas School Book Depository building. And this is a replica newspaper from the 1963, the day after he got shot. They released this newspaper all over Dallas and actually got a replica of it. I'm probably going to frame it. It'd be a really cool piece to add to the office, knowing this came from the actual building. Next thing is the magnets. Now, if you guys don't know, I collect magnets now. I just recently started doing this because I'm like, I want something like small, very small that I can fit in a bag and something cheap that doesn't cost a fortune to start collecting from every place I'd like travel to. So I have a lot from Texas. So this one's from the Texas Motor Speedway. I don't know how good these are to come off on camera. This one's from the Texas Motor Speedway. This one's from Dealey Plaza and the Texas School Book Depository Museum, 6th floor museum at Dealey Plaza, where JFK was assassinated. I got that. Next one, I don't know what order I want to do these. Next one is just the Dallas skyline. It just says the Dallas skyline on it. It says Dallas. Next up is from the Reunion Tower. From Reunion Tower, it says Reunion Tower, Dallas, Texas, where I went up there and saw the skyline up there. So I have that. Those are from Dallas. I got one from Philadelphia when I was in Philadelphia, so that's cool. And this is one I didn't know I was getting. I didn't even know I would be forced to travel to Denver. This is all because of the airline. So I have a Denver, Colorado magnet now to add to the collection. I've never been to Colorado, never been to Denver, so I guess that's the first. Now some people don't count it, the airport. If you're just in the airport, you don't go out into the city. They don't really count that as being in Colorado, in Denver, whatever. Here's how I feel. I feel like I'll count the airport, but I won't count like flying over a state. Obviously, one of the things I did get is the shirt I'm wearing. This is the Money Bank event shirt. Now, this is the shirt I was actually wanting to get at the show, but they were sold out. But I found it the next night at Monday Night Raw. So this one is the Texas Tour shirt. It says Texas Tour 2021 on the front. On the back, it has the dates. Now, I did not go to the Houston SmackDown because Houston's kind of far from these other two cities, but Houston, they did SmackDown. I didn't go to that, but I went to the other two shows. I went to Fort Worth, Texas, obviously, for Money in the Bank, and I went to Dallas, Texas, for the Raw the night after. So those are the dates. That's a really, really cool shirt to add to the collection. For the most part, this is what I got in Dallas in my trip. So I was flying, and I was flying Frontier Airlines, and they make you pay like a crap load of money for a carry-on. So I had to like stuff everything into a backpack because a backpack's considered a personal item, not a carry-on. So they don't make you pay. So I had to like stuff all my clothes to wear for an entire week, as well as any souvenirs into my backpack. So that just had to get what I absolutely could. This right here is my camera. If you guys are curious, the camera I was using for all the vlogs this week, it is the Sony ZV-1, and I use the Rode Video Micro on top of it. This is the setup that was used the entire week, has the flip screen and all that. So that's the setup. I just did a small camera. I didn't bring the big DSLR. I have been using small cameras like this. Obviously, I do not bring the microphone when I go into an arena because they're not going to allow that because they're going to think, you know, professional video guy or whatever. But this is a small pocket camera, very, very small. It's actually smaller than my iPhone. So this, I brought cameras and cameras similar to this to shows for over 10 years. Obviously, this camera just came out. I just bought this one a few months ago. But this camera I already took to a WWE house show in Knoxville. I also took this camera to WrestleMania both nights. Did not have an issue bringing it in. I've never had an issue bringing in a small camera. I've had an issue bringing in like a large camera with a removable lens, a DSLR camera, which that's understandable. But I've never had a problem nonetheless. But of course, I did have a problem at Money in the Bank in the Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas, which is very, very stupid. They did not allow me to bring it in. I'm like, are you sure? You guys might want to double check your policy because the policy is no cameras with detachable lenses. Nothing to do with this. This lens does not come off. And they're like, the policy is no cameras. It is not our policy here at the arena. It is WWE's policy. And I'm like, I know that's BS. So basically, I had a rental car. I didn't make a fuss. I'm like, okay, no problem. So I took it back to the car. I left it in the rental car, went into the show, and I had to record my reaction to the show on my iPhone, which really sucks because my iPhone was about to die. It was like at 50%, and you know they go fast when you start doing videos and stuff on them. But I put the thing in airplane mode. I only recorded for what I needed to for the show. And another point is my phone was not only about to die, it also had no memory on it. I only had like 1 gigabyte of memory. So I had to like delete a bunch of apps and delete a bunch of stuff off. And somehow I was able to pull it off and get the reactions I needed for the vlog. But the next night of Monday Night Raw, I also tried to bring in the camera and did not have an issue. You put the camera in the tray, you go through security, and they're like, have a nice day, sir. I'm like, hey, you have a nice day too. So brought in the camera to Raw, no problem. So it was just some stupid security guard. I have a feeling they were like playing a game of telephone, and they were just like, no cameras with detachable lenses, no cameras with detachable lenses, no cameras, no cameras, no cameras, no cameras, no cameras, no cameras, no cameras at all. So that's basically how it got like translated or whatever. So just kind of someone, you know, who heard the wrong thing, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, the vlogs went good. I was able to make it through. I think I am going to have to upgrade phones. I do have the iPhone 11, but the iPhone 12, I guess, is a better camera if I ever do get in a situation like this again. Also better battery life, I guess. But anyway, yeah, the trip went well. If you guys want to see everything I did on each day, there's the vlogs up. So yeah, that's the actual trip. But now we're going to get into kind of the negative, horrible part that happened to me on the way back. So, after Monday Night Raw, I was planning to fly back the same night because they had a 1 a.m. flight back to Charlotte, North Carolina, where I took off from. I actually live in Tennessee. It's like a 3-hour drive, but it's a bigger airport. It was cheaper, so I ended up doing that. So yeah, to fly back to Charlotte from Dallas at 1 a.m., fine. I actually got a text at Monday Night Raw at like 9:30 p.m. at Monday Night Raw saying the flight was delayed until 3 a.m. instead of 1 a.m. I'm like, oh god, it's going to be a long freaking night. So then after the show, I go eat, go to the airport, get to the airport at like midnight, and then I get a notification that the flight's been delayed until 4 a.m. I'm like, okay, I gotta get through security. So I like run around the airport trying to find security. I'm like, where the hell's security? And they're like, security's closed. I'm like, what do you mean security's closed? It's only midnight. This is Dallas. This is Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. It's one of the biggest airports in the entire world, one of the most busiest airports in the entire world. You tell them security closes at midnight. Everyone's like, yeah, they normally don't close at midnight, but they close early tonight, and they didn't actually give anybody a reason, so we don't know why security's not here. So basically, security's closed for the night. I'm like, okay, what can be done? Because I'm not going to make it through security. They said security didn't reopen until like 4 a.m. I'm like, I'm not going to make it in time. I go up to like the Frontier Airlines desk or whatever. They're like, yeah, the flight's actually canceled anyway. I'm like, okay, so when is it rescheduled for? Are we rescheduling it? What's happening? And they're like, we don't really know. You have to call customer service or whatever. I talked to customer service. They're like, the next flight's not going to be until Saturday. I'm like, it's freaking Monday. I can't stay in Dallas another week. Is there anything you can do for me? They're like, you can do connecting flights where you have to fly to a different airport and then fly into where you need to go. I'm like, okay, that'll be fine, whatever you have. And this person on the phone did not speak very good English at all. It sounded like they were like from Asia or something and didn't really understand. And they definitely didn't know the difference between AM and PM on times. Like if it's like morning time or nighttime, they didn't know the difference between that. No one who worked there at the airport could help me. They're like, Frontier, we can't do anything. Frontier's completely ran like overseas by a different country and you have to call over there to get anything changed. I'm like, oh. And if I knew that, I probably wouldn't have booked them. But anyway, she gives me like a new itinerary. She's like, you can leave tomorrow. So I'm stuck in the airport all night, which I ended up leaving the airport and finding a hotel, which added more to the expensive trip. But basically she's like, okay, here's the itinerary. Leave Dallas at noon. You're gonna land in Denver, Colorado. I'm like, Colorado? That's the opposite way of the way I need to get. Whatever I have to do to get home. So you're gonna land in Colorado at like 2 p.m. and then you're gonna get to Philadelphia at 5 p.m. I'm like, okay, that's completely fine. It's not that long of a trip. It's like 2 hours here, 2 hours there, whatever. And what this lady said, she said I'm landing in Philadelphia at 5 p.m. She meant 5 a.m. So basically, I was stuck inside the Denver airport for 10 freaking hours, which really, really sucks. But you know, Denver airport's very nice. They made it easy on me because they had something called a sleeping lounge area that was completely free. They actually had couches in there. There was a bunch of couches. Everyone got their own couch. You lay down on the couch, take yourself a nap, relax until your flight. Which made it a little easier on me, which shouldn't have to go through this anyway. Like from Dallas to Charlotte, it's only like a 3-hour flight. I should have been home in 3 hours, but instead of 3 hours, it took almost 2 days. But anyway, from Denver, I had to go to Philadelphia because I had another layover in Philadelphia before I came back down to Charlotte. So basically, it's a 3-hour flight, take off at midnight, but there's a 2-hour time difference, which adds to it. So basically, I don't land in Philadelphia until 5 a.m. My flight's at 2 p.m., so another long layover. But the sun's already up by the time I land. I'm like, I've literally like teleported and just skipped the whole night. I'm not gonna get any sleep at all because I take off at midnight and I've landed at 5 a.m. and the freaking sun's up. So this is just a wonderful day. So I have not got very much sleep. I landed in Charlotte, and by the time I was trying to get on the plane to go to Charlotte, the Charlotte flight was delayed as well. So it's been a freaking mess of a freaking airline. Delays, cancellations, rebooks, layovers for like almost a whole day itself. Been stuck in the airport for 2 days with Frontier Airlines, and basically all of this. Oh, and I forgot to mention the worst part about Frontier Airlines. When I was trying to rebook, they're like, yeah, that'll be a $175 change fee. I'm like, I didn't cancel the flight. You guys canceled the flight. Why are you trying to charge me? And they're like, okay, let me talk to my manager. And then they were able to waive the change fee for me or whatever. But then they're like, the Charlotte flight to get back home is a separate flight from these two, so you're going to have to pay for that change fee. I'm like, I'm not paying for the change fee. Like, you got to pay for the change. Let me charge the manager says you have to pay for the change fee. Can't do nothing about it. And they're not speaking very good English. They're hard to understand or whatever, hard to explain or whatever. Ultimately, I could not get them to waive the change fee for the Charlotte flight. I'm like, how much is the change fee? They're like, it's $175. I'm like, $175 change fee. That is more than the flight was. The flight was $49. The flight was $49 to begin with. And you guys are charging a $175 change fee for a $49 flight. You guys are crazy. So basically, I ended up canceling that last leg, like to go to Charlotte, and buying a new ticket. But of course, ticket prices rose, so I had to pay $120. Still cheaper than the change fee for $175. But then I had to get hotels like that night in Dallas when the flight was canceled after Raw. I had to get a hotel that night. Had to get Ubers from place to place. It was like $50 an Uber because it's a freaking airport. And basically, this whole ordeal of them canceling the flight and have to rebook me and send me to different places, plus airport food and all of that, It almost cost me $500 extra on this trip just because of that. And the only reason I flew Frontier Airlines is because they were like $150 cheaper. So I booked them because they were $150 cheaper, but I ended up spending $500 more to get home because they are the worst airline I've ever seen in my entire life. Well, this is a horrible situation. It's not like I can call and like complain to someone and be like, at Frontier and be like, you guys should have paid for my hotel, you guys should have paid for my Ubers, you guys should have done this and that. It's just, they can't even speak English. They do not understand what you're saying. Call them like, yeah, my flight's canceled here, TSA is closed, they're saying they're canceling the flight, it's been delayed and whatever. They're like, rebook? I'm like, yes, rebook? And they're like, $175. I'm like, oh, no, it doesn't work like that. You guys cancel. You guys have to talk manager, and then they like, we waive change fee. And then the next one, it's like, we cannot waive. Talk to manager. No change. No, you pay. No, you pay. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna pay. It's just like a mess of an airline. At least if you fly like Delta or American, I think most of the time you get someone who can actually speak English and carry on a conversation, understand the situation. And more importantly, hopefully they know the difference between 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. Because she told me I would be in Philadelphia at 5 p.m. and she meant 5 freaking a.m. So it was just a mess situation. I was stuck in the airport for almost 2 whole days. And actually I ended up having to get another hotel in Charlotte after I landed last night. That flight was delayed as well. And it's just been a mess. So I was supposed to be home Monday night. I was supposed to land in Charlotte Monday night or Tuesday morning early. And yeah, it's freaking Thursday now. So giant delay, cost me a bunch more money to get home, and I'm never ever flying Frontier again. From now on, I'm paying the extra money. I'm flying out of my local airport here in Bristol, Tennessee, even though it's a bit more money. It's worth it in the long run. It's not gonna cost me $500 more when they cancel the flight last minute without any warning. So that was the only negative part about the trip. It was trying to get home, but other than that, it was a good trip. I had a lot of fun. And I just learned my lesson with budget cheap airliners. I'm never flying a cheap airliner. I'm going to choose one airline. I'm going to earn miles with them. I'm just going to cough up what they want for the flight. If it's either Delta or American. There's not Southwest or any other airline. My local airport only has 2 airliners, Delta or American, so I have to choose one of them. But guys, if you haven't checked out those 4 vlogs I did for the Money in the Bank trip, go ahead and make sure to check out those 4 ones. They were a lot of fun and all of that. And I'm not going to let this like mess that happened to me in the airport, being stuck in the airport for 2 days, just ruin my opinion on the entire trip. The trip was a lot of fun. And yeah, that's basically it. I just learned my lesson with the airline. Pay up, you get what you freaking pay for. Right now on screen, I will leave a link to 2 previous videos for you guys to check out, as well as a button to subscribe to this channel if you're brand new here. But I am Brandon Hodge, your king of vlog style, and I will see you guys in the next video.